Hello everyone, my name is Hyper1, and welcome back to another video where I cast your StarCraft 2 replays. This replay was sent in to me by a user on the r/StarCraft Discord server. It is a North American Grandmaster level game on 2000 Atmospheres Ladder Edition. If you want me to cast your replay, please read the video description. Without further ado, let's introduce our players today. In the top right hand corner, representing Clan Unidos por el Vicio, we have ImTwelve. And in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Clan Team Gosu Build, we have Koht. I'm not entirely convinced that I'm pronouncing that correctly, but too bad. That's just what we're gonna have to work with today. So it's gonna be a Rax first to gas for ImTwelve, and it looks like we're gonna take our 16 hatch. Yes. So looks like both players looking to open up standard so far, anyway. It's like Koht is clicking back here with a rally of some sort. Okay, that's where you want to build the pool. Very cool. You'll be taking the gas first at 18. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, that is taking the gas first, but I had something else that I wanted to say, and now I'll never be able to say it because I completely forgot what it was. So yeah, it's always nice to get a Grandmaster level replay, because then you get to watch some games that actually look like they're played by people who know what they're doing. Not that people in lower leagues don't know what they're doing, it's just, I mean, I'm a Diamond 3 random player and I certainly don't know what I'm doing at times. Gonna be a Reaper. This Overlord, that's a long way to check for a proxy. I mean, actually it's not that far to check for a proxy. Is it? Certainly no. Okay, sees the Reaper moving out, so Koht probably doesn't think that there's anything too weird going on right now. More Lings will be popping out shortly, and we're gonna see the Reaper and the Lings do that dance that I'm sure you've all seen in TVZ for like the last 3 or 4 years now, what feels like. Let's see how the Reaper control looks like. Okay, good Ling micro. Not gonna lose any of them, I don't think. Okay, that was almost a Ling loss, but hey. Yeah, both sides, neither side really looking to be able to out micro the other in this situation. I'm gonna go walk out to tell the Reaper to go home. Oh, what are we doing with this queen over here? Are we... Okay, we're waiting for the Reaper to come back in. Okay, I sort of like this position. I'm not sure whether Lings are like away from the ledge, but hey. Oh wow. Oh my god, that Reaper almost died. One more queen attack would have done, I think, 10 more damage. 5 times 2 damage, and it would have killed. Okay, so it's gonna be a Hellion follow-up for ImTwelve into that was it. I believe this is a 3cc, and then you get the starport. It's gonna be Banshees. Reaper, I don't think it tried to go back in. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I completely did not notice the Roach Warren going down. And suddenly, ImTwelve looking to be in a slightly uncomfortable situation. I imagine okay, Hellion and a Reaper going in. They're gonna get how many drone kills? They haven't killed any drones yet. They've killed 2 Lings, and that's it. But now the Roaches and the one Ravager are about to show up. And suddenly, I don't think ImTwelve... Okay, there... I mean, he sees the Roach Ravager now. So the Banshee is presumably going to pop out to help deal with this. Oh no, those workers, they gotta run. Now it remains to be seen, I mean, eventually these Roaches are going to be cleaned up. The question is just how long. Hellion goes down, but I don't think Koht's paying attention to these drones at all. No, he definitely is. He's just not pulling them. And oh my god, the boys will be pulled. More roaches, scratching the paint on the natural orbital command, not really doing much else. It looks like everything blew up back here. The Hellions have not been wildly successful. They've only managed to get 4 kills this game. Meanwhile, Koht with his little timing attack. I mean, can you call it a timing attack? I'm not sure that I can be called a timing attack, but you show up, you make roaches, you bank larva, your roach worm finishes at a reasonable time, and then you just turn everything you have into roaches. So I guess in some sense you could consider it a timing attack. Not that important, but the important thing is that 20 SCVs are now gone, and there's some serious pressure on ImTwelve right now to get something done with these Banshees, which do have Cloak. The layer is not quite done yet, so no Overseers. It's just going to be Spore Crawlers. And this Queen gonna die. Oh my god, the other Queen definitely had Transfuse energy, but it wasn't close enough to save anything. We're gonna go over here where there's another Spore and possibly only one Queen. And oh my gosh. I mean, are they gonna be able to... No, it doesn't look like they're finding any openings yet. There's... Oh wow, a Banshee goes down. I've been saying some random garbage this entire time. Only two more drone kills. I'm not entirely sure what sort of situation this puts ImTwelve in. I imagine that... I mean, the early roach attack did a lot of damage, but it also meant that like those roaches weren't drones. Still, I'd say that those roaches... I think those roaches definitely paid for themselves. I mean, not as much as I imagined they would, but it is 56 to 33 workers. Which is, feels like more workers than Zerg. It feels like a bigger worker advantage that Zerg would have at this point in the game than they normally would versus a Terran. But this is also a 3cc Terran, so it's not like ImTwelve is some sort of noob that is sitting on 2 base and only making 2 SCVs at a time. No, this is 3 mules are being dropped at a time and 3 SCVs being made at a time. So this Banshee comes home with 12 kills and 23 hit points left. Doesn't look like we're going to repair it anytime soon, but in medevac, 2 medevacs will be moving out, and Stim is done with where eBays are only now just going up and combat shows is on the way. So yeah, let's see what these can get done. Okay, let's see if Koht notices.
Oh my gosh, they're attacking our
okay,
tumors.
he's gonna see this, and the roaches are gonna come over to deal with it. The Marines are just gonna focus down the hatchery. Goodbye, 4th base. Oh my god, my mouse goes. They're gonna drop in the main base, and I don't know that he can find any more damage with this. But he's gotta try. I mean, these first 6. Okay, nope, that was a lot of roach. Oh, and those are a lot of queens. Caught between a rock and a hard place. Still though, 3rd base is now successfully been landed on the low ground, and I mean, Koht should expect this, right? You should expect that there is a 3rd base. So I'm sure that eventually Koht is gonna go over and do something about that 3rd base, but for now, you sort of have to deal with the 6 Marines, the 6 Stim Marines that are okay, and now there are 8 Stim Marines on the other side. So ImTwelve not letting the pressure like pause for a moment at all. I'm sure this number of roaches is definitely enough to deal with it. Of course, those roaches quite good at sort of soaking up the damage from the Marines, which is only 6 per hit, and then roaches have 1 armor. So until +1 is finished, I imagine that the roaches will do just fine. Oh, that's a lot of Spore Crawlers, man. The drop play not really finding too much to get done on the left side. On the right side, we've got 2 Spine Crawlers. So right now, it really does feel like Koht has his bases covered. I'm not sure why he would be making more roaches at this point. This army seems completely sufficient to... Okay, so I guess he wants to go... I guess if you want to go hurt ImTwelve, then you would want to make more roaches. I'm just not entirely sure why you're not droning at this point. Okay, so +1 ground carapace just finished up for Koht, which would explain why the Marines are doing even less damage than I thought they would be doing. At least, I think they just finished up. I sure hope that's right, because I have not been paying attention to the production tab very well this game. More Hydras coming out, and +2 ground carapace, and ranged weapons being researched. This Hydra's speed is about to be done, and looks like your hive is on the way. This angle is not really covered, and so tank will go down, but all of a sudden there's not enough Roach Ravager to fight this army. +1/1 is done. Combat shields finished up a little while ago, and now that entire army is dead. So yeah, I mean, it's resources lost tab 7,000 for Koht versus 5,000 for ImTwelve. Of course, in these games, it is okay for the Zerg to be trading a little bit less efficiently than the Terran does, or if you're doing that Ling Bane style where you just brute force your way through with like 90 or 100 drones, then you can be a lot less efficient because you're mining that much more. But speaking of mining, ImTwelve is gonna find this base. Lurker tech is done, so we are getting lurker range, seismic spines, and this army cannot just run into there. Question is, what sort of tech? Like, ImTwelve can't stay on Marine Marauder medevac this entire game, so what sort of tech is he going into? And it looks like it's gonna be 2 more factories are going up, as well as I don't see a Ghost Academy anywhere, and I don't see like ranged. I don't see your Liberators coming out anywhere. So looks like we're just gonna do tanks. No particular like Ghost or Liberator anti-lurker tech. We're just gonna get tanks. +2/2 is done for Koht, and +3/3 on the way. That was I don't feel like 12 was paying too much attention to that one fight. ImTwelve with a 4th base that has been done, not landing it on anywhere yet. I'm guessing, I'm not entirely sure why you'd want to keep it there. I guess for now it's easier to defend, and maybe you want to do some damage to the Zerg player to make sure that they can't just counterattack your 4th base immediately after this push is over. Yeah, this bunch of Marines not going to find a whole lot of damage. +1 ground vehicle weapons is about to be finished, and +2 for infantry not far behind. Pneumatic carapace just finished up. We're only now getting Baneling speed, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know that you necessarily need Banelings, and Baneling speed is good to get. I just don't know that you necessarily need Lurkers and Banelings at the same time to deal with what has just been Marine Marauder medevac this entire time. But yeah, Koht also not looking too hot on the gas count. I mean, gas income is good, so I lied. And another cancelled hatchery. ImTwelve really being active with them, really getting value out of the Marine Marauder with in this game, going around sniping a lot of hatcheries. Although so far, I'm sorry, that tab doesn't include cancelled hatcheries, but it feels like we've taken down 3. We've had to cancel 3 hatcheries this game, and this hatchery just went down, so that's 4 hatcheries gone, which is pretty good. And only now we've landed the planetary over here now, so that's cool. And oh my gosh, that orbital is giving me stress. I mean, I don't know what the math is for just like telling one SCV to repair it for a while, but it feels like it could be the difference. Like if your opponent is making mostly Ling Bane Roach Lurker, it feels like repairing this orbital and lifting it off would make a difference between losing that base and not losing it in a certain situation. Alright, Koht finally gonna move out again, and it looks like, I mean, these roaches and hydras do have speed off creep, so I don't know why they feel so slow, but Ling Bane is gonna come in, we're gonna stim back, we're gonna kite backwards, and Baneling's not gonna find the best connections, but this command center is not a cancel, that is a kill, and I don't think that this. Okay, we're just gonna. A small group of bio is gonna convince Koht to back off. Oh my god! And in the meantime, big tank siege coming in here. Spire halfway done for Koht, so I mean I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, you're gonna get a Spire right now. I don't imagine mutas would be the call here, would they? I mean, you've already got so much tech going into other gas stuff. So maybe Broodlords? I mean, Broodlords would be... Broodlords against a bio player who's, like, not really making any anti-air tech at all seems like a great idea. I just don't know that players nowadays prefer using Broodlords against Terran. At least, certainly not... I mean, hey, what do I know? Another cancelled hatchery, very nice. And Lurker... Okay, another big clump of Lurker Hydra Viper coming in here. And a force that CC to lift off. But it's not going to do anything about this group of Marines that is back home. And the Lings are... The Ling Hydra is just barely going to be enough to deal with it. The tanks on the right side have never actually been addressed though. And these Lurkers, man, are not in the correct position to deal with it. As we continue sieging the linear third base, or as we proceed to siege the linear third base rather, these rocks are making a very nice choke point on this particular map. Like, look at this. You can even hide your tanks behind it. It would be great for Koht to break those rocks right now, I feel like. And another drop over here, just a few Marines, but there's also only two Hydras and a Queen to deal with this. I think this should be fine. Shell. Okay, so you cannot quite shell the hatchery from behind the rocks over here. There's not enough bio. I mean, you can clean up the bio. Okay. And all of a sudden, the Vipers with the one blinding cloud on the front tank. These 4 tanks in the back, though, a little bit too far back to reach. More Lurkers being produced for our Zerg player. Of course, this feels silly to say now after, like, I brought up 3-3 being researched a while ago, but then it's already been done a long time ago, and also both Lurker upgrades are done. Oh, that's it. Okay, I thought that was actually a mistake for a moment, but it's just him pulling the drones. Vipers not being used yet, Lurkers being camped on, and wow, 12 has actually done a great job of just going, like, pressuring both sides of the Zerg territory and keeping the hatcheries from being taken. But okay, these siege tanks are not sieged. 2 of them are just gonna go down for free. Oh my god. Oh no, and all the tanks are blinding clouded, and there's oh my god. Yeah, yikes. That was a lot of Terran units that just went down. I think you gotta lift this, dude. You gotta, maybe, no, we're just gonna let it finish. Okay. Actually, if it's one planetary, you might be able to deal with that number of Ling Hydra. Okay, we finally have ghosts out. Yay, me not paying attention to the production tab again. But we are finally not just fighting Lurkers with Marine Marauder Medevac Siege Tank, which is always great because then it means that you can actually take direct fights with Lurkers when they're... Well, that means you can actually kill Lurkers and without having to trade Marine Marauder into them terribly, or not particularly efficiently. As we approach the 20-minute mark, it feels like... What does it feel like? I swear, this morning I just had I have things to say, and then they don't. And then they don't get said. That CC is gonna die. Yeah, the half constructed CC sort of making it hard for the ghost to go in for a snipe. Gonna load blah blah. Gotta load some of the bio and go do something with it because the bio wasn't necessarily helpful in this fight. And you do want to keep. You can't just stop putting pressure on the Zerg. Oh wow, I sort of like this. Except it's not. It doesn't like claim the Zonaga tower, but having burrowed lurkers there is sort of a cheeky. Sort of an interesting play. Oh wow, this hatchery just went up, and I don't know that it'll be sniped. This hatchery just taken, and this hatchery was taken a while ago, as you could see if you were looking at the camera. Oh my. Okay. We will force. Looks like 12 will force the hatchery to cancel, but it's not going to get anything more done than that. So where are we right now? So Koht's currently sitting on some sort of, I mean, there aren't even that many lings, but some Hydra Lurker Viper with not a whole lot of lings, and so far has been doing a really, I mean, so far has been doing a decent job of keeping 12 just zoned out with the lurkers. Oh, those lurkers might be dead. And 12 definitely still knows that they're there. Those 4 medevacs from earlier, I feel like, went back down and died. And okay, no, there's okay, there's overseers, but they're not entirely with the army right now. And there we're gonna see the first snipes of the game. Hopefully we can see a bit more of those. Being forced to cloak your ghost like that is a great way to like help them survive in the short term. But of course, cloaking uses energy, and energy is also needed for ghost snipes. So having a cloak like that kind of hurts a little. Lurkers coming back in. I don't. Okay, this looks like a decent fight for Terran. Viper's getting abducted. I like that. Oh, that's a ling snipe. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a ling snipe. It always sucks whenever you play Ghost and you just snipe something that you weren't trying to snipe. Another base gonna be taken over here. I don't know that 12 knows about these bases. The Ghosts are gonna go forward to get something done by themselves earlier, but Lurkers and Ghosts have 10 range, or Ghost Snipe and Lurkers have both have 10 range. And if the Ghosts get interrupted in the middle of their snipe, they stop sniping. So that is a problem. Koht gradually droning back up, though I feel like, considering that he hasn't been okay, I lied. I was gonna say that maybe he felt comfortable on this army comp to have like a slightly lower drone count, based on like how it's not like Ling being muted and he's not constantly throwing units away. But I lied. It does look like he is going to continue droning up a bit more. 4 more Vipers on the way. The Viper play has been pretty decent this game, so we're gonna have, and of course, like a few of the Vipers got sniped, so of course you have to replace them. 12 sort of gradually expanding up towards the top left corner of the map. 12 doesn't know that this base has been taken, I'm sorry, Koht doesn't know that base has been taken, but likewise 12 doesn't know that there's anything going on down here. And there's a lot of workers over here and over here. I mean, look at that. That's like half the economy of Koht in the outer mining bases right now. So rotating around to going over there and just like, how many orbitals do we have? I feel like with 5 orbitals you can afford to scan the bottom right base. Then again, maybe not, because you're also fighting lurkers and you need scans to deal with lurkers. In any case though, oh wow, that's a lot of... Oh wait, no, those are from the Pod base, so that wasn't an intentional drone. That wasn't an intentional drone transfer by any means. Another fight gonna go over here, Blinding Cloud on the front. More Ghost Snipes going down, and I mean, what can I say? Like, the Ghosts and the tanks are just being more efficient. And it doesn't look like 12 is just trading out units, or trading units for more units right now. And, I mean, Koht does have a bigger bank right now, but it also feels like slowly but surely that bank is. Why aren't we spending that? How many larvae do we have? We have 18. I feel like we could definitely be spending that bank because right now there's a big army that is creeping closer and closer towards your natural, and once it gets into your main, all your tech is gone. So either we need to be rebuilding tech or we need to kill this army. Okay, 12 gonna go. 12 not gonna continue pushing on this angle. Gonna move around at a different angle. Creep spread. Notably, the creep spread doesn't feel like it's been very good this game. And this only now does it feel like that Koht has gotten a creep tumor this far on the map, and just as I say that, the creep will be scanned and taken down. So yeah, based on ImTwelve vision, it doesn't look like the creep has ever been like further out than this. So good job to 12 for keeping the creep contained. Okay, and Spire Tech finally does come into play as there are 5 Broodlords. Oh, I don't know how ghosts interact with Broodlords when they just sit and take broodling shots like that. I feel like the Marines are there to help kill the broodlings faster, but hey, I don't know. Anyway, Broodlords vulnerable as always to just getting sniped by ghosts like that if there's nothing directly underneath them to cover them. Okay, Marine Marauder is going to stem forward and cause some mayhem. I mean, really, any damage you can get as Terran at this point, you take it, because why the hell not? You sort of have the superior siege position, and just as I say that, he's gonna pack up the tanks and go home. That one gets left behind because his friends didn't like him very much. Okay, that tank dies too. I think this is where we pick up and boost out of. No, we're just gonna trade them out. I mean, hey, oh god, I haven't. Oh, crap. Okay, there's the production tab back. We are gonna transition into Thor, or just 2 Vikings, and then also making Thors. I mean, obviously the Thors are very good against Broodlords, and this. Okay, Koht making even more Broodlords. The Thor call definitely gonna work out well for ImTwelve. So I ought to keep the ghosts around because there are lurkers. I mean, even if there weren't lurkers, ghosts are just a great unit against a lot of the other stuff that's going on here. This base getting taken again. That creep, that spore crawler, no longer bleeding out. I'm sure by now that 12 suspects. Like, given how Koht has managed to not die, I'm sure that 12 suspects that these bases have been taken for a while, but I'm still not sure why he refuses to scan them. I mean, maybe he doesn't need to scan them, he just knows at this point. For the first time in the game, Koht is actually going to take more than half of the map. And this is when the Terran player sort of has to do something about that, because eventually the overall the Terran player will not have as many resources to mine, and 12 has been trading more efficiently this game, but that doesn't mean that you just want to let the Zerg player mine more for free. You still have to contest that. This Overlord has been here the entire game. We haven't killed it or anything. Oh, big snipes going down as Koht not really covering him with the Ling Hydra. Ghosts are cloaked, but I'm not sure the cloak is helping out with you. The overseer. I'm sorry, is so close by. and that base will be taken out. So long as 12 keeps destroying that base and that base, eventually, just by trading more efficiently, the Zerg will mine out, and 12 should win the game. Okay, big Ling attack. This is the... I mean, are we just moving the entire army over? Where are the Brood... Did all the Broodlords die while I wasn't watching? Wow, oh my god, I cannot manage the camera for my life right now. Anyway, all the lurkers and drones gonna retreat from this base as 12 continues to push in further, but not without trading a base of his own to the Zerg player. I mean, at this point, 12 is gonna get actual visual confirmation that these bases have been taken. I don't feel like he needed it. I mean, he would have, at some point he would have come down here anyway. It was just a matter of when. Right now, suddenly Koht's bank not looking too impressive with all of his best mining bases gone. Like, look at this, 4 mineral patches, only 8 worker max saturation. Look at how oversaturated this base is, because like there's nowhere else to mine from right now. We could definitely put 2 drones on. I mean, 75 minerals. What does it even matter for? Ghosts really need to be helping these Thors kill the Lings. Thor's not good at killing Lings on their own, and they're all gonna go down. Yikes. I mean, we're still gonna keep all the ghosts alive, and the ghosts are definitely a big... I feel like the ghosts are a big... Oh. Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like the ghosts are the bigger reason this army can trade efficiently, but just as I say that, a bunch of, like, half the ghosts get run over by lurker spines for no reason. That is an oof. I gotta love how, like, Banshee Cloak and Ghost Cloak have the same, like, symbol, and you also can't set different hotkeys for them. They both have to use the same hotkey. So that's dumb. I feel like you could definitely get a different, like, symbol for cloak for those 2 units. I digress. Ling attack gonna come in here. I don't know why we're building a CC in plain sight of the Zerg. But hey, we are doing it. So who do I feel like is gonna win the game at this point? I feel like we could, at this point in the game, I feel like 12 could definitely take those S's, is what I want to say. But he's also floating more gas than minerals at this point anyway. So mining more gas might not be the priority. You may as well mine it though, because okay, no, 24-16. 24 out of 16, the third worker on every patch will mine marginally more minerals. So it's not until 25 workers that you want to put the extra ones on gas. You could take 5 of these workers and put them on gas though. That would only be, like, these are hugely oversaturated right now. Lurkers continuing to go to work. Ghost's not really finding a whole, like, a route. I mean, this feels like you could get snipes here, but maybe not. Okay, as I was saying that, Marine Marauder gonna come back on this angle, and it doesn't... Okay, suddenly it feels like Koht has no supply, and nothing at home to defend this. Okay, Lurkers are a good unit against Marine Marauder, but I don't feel like... Okay, they're just gonna turn around and... Are we just gonna... We are gonna come home to defend this, right? I think? Okay, so Koht realizing that this is a threat now, and for like trying to take down this base. Look at this, like, base just following one of the SCVs mining on the mineral line right now. Gonna get out of there with all the bio. Okay. So what is the production tab looking like? We're just making more Marine Marauder. It looks like we also made a couple siege sinks while I didn't have the production tab open. I'm gonna land the CC over here. Basically almost a fresh base. but the Hydras are gonna find it. And that base is gone. So is this one. And yeah. Like bases on like the little like this part of the map have just been like getting blown up the entire game. And okay, the lurkers are gonna find their way into the little space in front of the natural, but they are gonna get out of there. Did he actually? I mean, he saw that. Okay, I think Koht actually did see that. With how. You know what? My English sucks this morning. I give up on that thought. Tanks Ghost coming back in here. Lurkers not gonna do great against that without any support. Currently we have 11 Lurkers, 2 Corruptors, and 10 Hydras in the army, which is not a particularly big army by any means. Koht gonna like try to spend the gas bank by making Vipers, which I really like in this situation, because my goodness, should you have been 8 swarm hosts? 8 swarm hosts? I mean, I get that is an interesting idea. Okay, we're making even more like tents. I would have said that it felt like he made those on accident, but 8 swarm. A GM level player does not like just make 8 swarm hosts by accident. Usually they actually mean to do something with it. That's cute. Changeling gonna come in here to block that CC, but I'm sure 12 is gonna like sack or kill that Changeling as soon as he realizes that the base hasn't landed. Units tab: 16 tanks, 12 marauders, 21 marines, and 8 ghosts versus 6 Vikings. 5 medevacs versus 10 swarm hosts, 11 lurkers, 2 vipers, 2 queens, 2 corruptors, and 10 hydras. So maybe I get the impression that 12 simply Koht simply finds that the siege tank line is too difficult to break with lurker hydra alone when there's this many ghosts and this many siege tanks out in play. So maybe the swarm hosts are like a way to force the siege tanks to unsiege, or as well as a way to sort of exploit the friendly fire while also not committing them like too close to the fight. But we're also making broodlords. Where are we? Where are these broodlords? Okay, we're decided to make them all the way back over there. Okay, looks like we're just gonna base trade. And I gotta say, like with look at the supplies right now. 12's army is 45 supply bigger, and also it has ghost tank against a lot of units that are not particularly amazing against ghost tank on their own. So I feel like 12 has this game won. Koht gonna lose all the tech, not that it mattered anyway, because he has no money and basically no mine, or actually no mining at all. We don't even have money to build another. Oh, I lied. Just as I say that we don't have money to build another hatchery, we are building another hatchery right over here. Okay, what the? Okay. Looks like we made liberators while I wasn't paying attention for the 5th time in the game. We also float all the buildings over here. I mean, it's better to float them away than to not float them away. But otherwise, it looks like, I mean, what sort of tech is intact? We have a fusion core, and like all the production buildings. And we even managed to keep all the tech labs and reactors alive. I mean, banished. I say that like it was like his work that kept them alive, but it was more that Koht just didn't kill them for whatever reason. That base is gonna go down. Okay, the fusion core and the armory are gone. But at this point, it really doesn't matter. Because, I mean, Koht is being forced to turtle on one base right now. with no tech, no money, no way to reproduce an army. So all that remains is for 12 to just sit back, maybe secure a little bit more income, and then just go and brute force his way into this. Because, like, Broodlords, the 2 Vipers are gonna, they're not gonna delay it by much. But Swarm Hosts certainly are not, like, this is 30 supply, so really this is only 70 supply of active fighting units versus 140 supply of it. Parasitic Bomb will go down, and okay, good split on the air units. Some Ghosts are gonna go down. Now all of a sudden, like, half the Lurkers are dead. Swarm Hosts are going to fire off their Locusts, launch their Locusts in a desperate attempt to defend this. But really, the Swarm Hosts are now dead weight. The Lurkers cannot fight the Siege Tanks in these numbers, and the Broodlords are now vulnerable as all hell as the other units run away. And at 40 minutes and 28 seconds, ImTwelve will be the winner of this game. Wow. Holy crap, that has been a long time since I've seen this many resources lost in a game. That also, and this is the longest game that I've actually casted in a while, if we don't count the newbie 3v3 that went up on the channel a little while ago. Because in that game, they were just doing nothing. But in this game, like, all sorts of things are going on. Bases being sniped here, like bases just being sniped everywhere. Not really in this corner because 12 didn't realize it existed for the longest time. And not really in this corner, because Koht never pushed up there for the longest time. But lots of bases, lots of bio moving around everywhere. And overall, I feel like, yeah, 12 is trading a lot more efficient, considerably more efficiently. Despite the fact that, with Lurker Viper, you're sort of meant to trade a little bit more efficiently than that, I feel like. I don't know. Anyway, Koht, it just feels like Koht never really got to his... I mean, Koht's a way better player than I am. Let's make... Like, both of these guys are way better at the game than I am. But if I just had to speculate for why 12 won this game more, he just, like... Koht, or 12 was just putting more pressure on the map the entire time. And Koht got the Spire super early, but then it felt like the Greater Spire was super late, and we never really got to the scary Broodlord army Broodlord Infestor army that feels like it would have traded a bit more efficiently. Yeah. Anyway, thank you ImTwelve for sending that game in. I had a lot of fun watching that. That was actually a really fun 40 minutes. Otherwise, I guess I don't really have a whole lot else to say about the game. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just dragging out the video at this point. I always feel like I have things to say, but and then it turns out I don't. So that'll be all for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you to ImTwelve for sending in the replay. Once again, if you want me to cast your replay, please read the video description. All the instructions are in there. My name's Hyper1, and I'll see you in 2 days with another episode. Goodbye.